my goodness. 5.3 aluminum block vortec 2007 avalanche. That's the power steering pump right there. She's still good. She's still good. Probably not. So I'm going to change the power steering pump on this 2007 Avalanche, but I don't have a power steering puller. Maybe I do, I don't know, but I'm just going to change the whole bracket because the whole bracket comes off easy, and there's only 2 bolts to get the alternator out of the way temporarily, and then there's like 1, 2, 3 bolts here that holds this bracket on. There's one underneath the pump there somewhere. One under the pump, and there's one at the side of the pump there, which I've already unbolted. I've already got it undone. And then there's 2 lines. There's a pressure line and a return line, and the return line is just an easy little clamp, so you can just unclamp that. There's not much pressure on that one. Make sure you catch your fluid. And the pressure line, it's a little bit harder to get at, so I might pull the bracket off first and then get access to the pressure line. 2 bolts holds the alternator in, and then you just pry it out of there. This one was pretty tight, so I just pried it out of there. I unplugged it, one wire, and then there's a heavier wire. I just left that on there, just set it up there for now. Make sure your battery is disconnected. So and then you can see 1, 2, there's a 3rd bolt there, 3, 1 down underneath. So I just got to take that one out there, and the whole bracket is loose, the pump and everything. Now that the bracket is loose, it'll be a lot easier to get at the pressure line, I think. And it's just a flange nut, or a nut type fitting, so I'll have to get that out. It's hard to tell. This one looks newer, looks a little bit, it's got black paint on it and a sticker on it. But this is the one that's all gone bad. The serpentine belt won't even stay on. So here's an old junkyard one. It's rusty, but it's nice and tight. Good quality pump. Turns good, nice and quiet. Whole bracket from a junkyard. It's actually from an older one, but it's the same thing. This one has 2 return lines on it from Hydro Boost Suburban, but we're just going to pretend like it has 1 return line. Maybe just cap one of them off. Other than that, it's identical. Just has 2 return lines. So I got to take, here's one of the return lines. The hose is still on there. And I got to take that pressure fitting out. They're not too bad. They're not too bad. So I think it's a 15mm, I can't remember. Try to use a line wrench if you can. But this is an old one, like an old rusty one. It's so I can just cut it and put a socket on it, because I won't be using this one. The one on the truck is like brand new, so I won't be using this one anyway. So I just got to take that off, and then it's ready to go. Alright, I set the junkyard pump and bracket down in there. I hooked up the new pressure line on the pressure line to the pump. I'll do the return line next probably, but I just wanted to note there that these 07 and up, they have the cam sensor right on the front, and I accidentally knocked it off. So you want to be careful, because your engine, I don't know if it'll even run, might not even run if you do that. So you're going to want to be careful of the cam sensor or crank sensor, whatever that is. And I'm going to have to plug that back in now. Okay, I plugged that back in now and it seems okay. There's another one up here. On the older models, 99 to 06, the cam sensors at the back of the intake. 07 and up, they're at the front here. Well, I got all the bolts started just finger tight, and I got the pressure line on. The return lines are easy to get at here, there's two of them, but I'm just going to cap one of them off because you only need one for this truck. Yeah, the bolts are just finger tight, but you want to make sure they all go in straight, because it's only aluminum head, aluminum block on this truck. So yeah, get them all started in good and straight, get the bracket on, pressure lines on. This is nice and tight here, this pulley, there's no slop in the pump. Got a little bit of snow on there, but anyway, this one seems to be a lot better. And this is a good example of function over form, because this one looks dirtier, looks older, rustier, but it works like so much better. The bearings are tight. So I know a guy who says, he has an expression, he says, the looks don't get you home, and that's true. This thing here is ugly as sin, but it works way better than the pretty one. Okay, I got this junkyard power steering pump and bracket assembly on there. You might want to keep an eye on your idler pulley, and you might want to use your old one if it's any better than your new one. This one's good. This is good. I know they look like rust, but they're good. So I just got to tighten these down, and then I'll put the return line on, and then I should be able to put the belt on, the serpentine belt, I think. Oh, and the alternator, that's got to go back on too. Return line. There. Put the lines on. Got the bracket tight. Got a tight pump. No slop in that one. So I think we can put the alternator and belt back on now. Took me a minute to figure out the belt route. I should know this. I should know the belt route because I'm putting one of these motors into into a Firebird. So as soon as I figured out that after it wraps around the crank, they both go to the left. Anyway, after I figured that out, we were good to go. So I got the belt on, alternator on, and I still need to plug this sucker in here. Bolts are tight, return line's on, pressure line is on. So there's a belt tensioner over there, and if you go clockwise down on it, tighten it clockwise, the whole belt will just come loose, and just enough for you to get the belt on and off. Oh, I just dropped my ratchet down into the abyss. Oh no, that was my cell phone. Oh shit. Hey, good boy. So I've already had the battery disconnected to change the alternator and whatnot. You want to have your battery disconnected when you're working on it. So I already had that disconnected, but the battery died when the previous owner was driving the vehicle. The belt came off because the power steering pump was all sloppy. Belt came off, and they just kept driving it until there was a combination of the coil packs running off the battery because the belt's off, so the alternator's not charging. So it only runs so long, the battery only runs so long on the coil packs, and the water pump's not turning. It'll get hot too. So he drove it for so long until the battery died and it started to get hot. So I think this battery's dead, possibly frozen, needs to be changed or charged or something. So there's a bracket. GM puts this lovely bracket here so you can't get at it, but it's only 4 bolts and then it's gone. After that I should be able to start it up because the belt's on it now. Might have to top up the power steering fluid. We've got a good pump that's nice and solid. Got the belt back on, everything back together again. I just changed the battery because it was dead and frozen. Most things, when they get cold, they contract. Like that's like pretty much the laws of physics. But water, when it freezes and turns into a solid, it actually expands. So if your battery's dead, there's water in batteries. And if it's dead and there's no excitement in the acid, the water will freeze, and when it freezes it expands. And if you look carefully, you'll see the sides bowed out like a dish or like a balloon just puffed out. The thing should run hopefully now. Hopefully. Oh, the interior light works. That's always a good sign. Some things are coming alive. No, it doesn't sound the best. It's got 400,000 on it, I think. This truck is a 2007, which is the first year of the newer body style. But I used the power steering pump and bracket from a 2005, which is the older body style. Seemed to bolt right on, no problems. I used the 2007 power steering lines, but everything seems to be good.